Welcome. To the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. And it's nice to have Sarah back this evening.
That's right.
I know.
And we're back.
We are back. It is Tuesday night. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. It was Board of Supervisors Day. There's been people being felons. There's been all kinds of stuff.
Yes, all sorts of exciting things in our small little county. Yes, yes. But one of the biggest stories is a burglary.
A burglary.
A burglary.
Yes, this will start off the top of the news tonight.
Extraordinarily slow computer as I'm scrolling. A Ronald Applegate of San Andreas, 60-year-old Ronald, was arrested on multiple charges, and a bail was set for $270,000 for him. And those multiple charges included illegal firearms and narcotics. And these were actually discovered after an ongoing investigation into this man's activities. And some of the firearms were 3 fully automatic firearms. 2 of them were a Colt M16 assault rifle and a Uzi with a silencer, and those were recovered from Valley Springs.
He had big stuff.
He had big stuff.
The heavy iron.
And he had approximately $30,000 worth of tools, jewelry, firearms, and other items that were stolen. And this burglary apparently happened in August.
Wow.
And like I said, his bail was set at $270,000.
There was some fully automatic weapons.
Yeah, fully automatic.
I mean, machine gun stuff.
Yes, that was the Uzi and the Colt. And also there were silencers, like I said earlier.
See the child in me every time they do fully. I have to make that noise.
You go, whoa, yeah.
You do that
That's the little boy. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Machine gun sound.
Yeah.
I got it, John. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Apparently he had 2 accomplices, though, Tina and Jim Bertrand, 26 and 19 years old, who were found to be in possession of methamphetamine and paraphernalia associated with the use of methamphetamine. Were taken into custody, and they have no bail set.
No bail.
So these issues and these people and this burglary are still under investigation. So if you have any information, call the county sheriff's department, and you can almost bet money that they found room in the jail for these 3.
Yeah, I think they probably found room in the jail for them. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
absolutely.
Should we go to a light story?
Sure.
Hey, let's go to a light story.
A light story.
There was all kinds of fun stuff that happened at Board of Supervisors today. There was much discussion and stuff. But one of the nicest ones is, as many people know, every year there is a contest to see what photo will make it to be the cover of the county budget.
County budget.
Well, in essence, they passed the budget today.
Yes.
You know, they finalized all the rest of the, which was basically a fait accompli as far as getting all the formalized. But they needed a cover for the budget.
That's right.
And Dave Webb from Arnold, many of you know that he is a realtor at Don Fry Realty in Arnold. He sent us this photo several months ago, and this is one that he took last year, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And it is Rush Hour in Sheep Ranch is the title of the photo.
Look how cute these guys are.
If you're watching on cable, it may be a little bit pixelated, but what we have here is this is in downtown Sheep Ranch.
Yes, Frico City Road.
And it is one of the only free-range downtowns probably in the U.S., wouldn't you say?
Probably. That's what I would say.
And so in downtown Sheep Ranch, you have, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like there's part of a cow right there as well.
Yeah, a little cow maybe.
Just walking.
There's actually another sheep behind this one.
Oh, there are, yeah.
Yes,
so there's
look
5 sheep walking
little
in downtown Sheep Ranch. And this was chosen amongst 17, I believe it was 17 other photos.
Did you enter a photo?
No.
No. Because you've taken a lot in the last year.
Yeah. And there was pictures of fruit and veggies from the gardeners there. There was
very nice.
There was lots of winery shots that were very nice. One of Steveno probably came in second because it actually had the winery on it.
Oh, really?
There was a shot of ironstone on the front that was very, very pretty, but it didn't have any. You couldn't tell what it was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless you knew that it was ironstone, you wouldn't have known.
It was ironstone.
So the one, then there was another one that was shot from basically where Twisted Oaks, where the crushing facility is out there. You know
what I like with Twisted Oak is on Highway 4, and you go by the barn, and you see all the rubber chickens.
All the rubber chickens.
And when you first drive by it, you go, "Are those rubber chickens?"
And one of the things, speaking of Twisted Oak, is they are becoming a advertiser on the Pinetree.net. So welcome, Twisted Oak.
Very nice. Very nice.
Are
they still having their free barbecues on the weekends?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know on that one. I know they're doing the Tuesday night wine dinner in Murphy's tonight.
Oh, okay.
At Alchemy.
All right.
So anyway, here we go. Congratulations to Dave Webb.
Nice job.
Nice
Good
job. So you have the iconic photo of the year for the county budget cover.
That's right.
So there we go.
County.
Rush Hour in Sheep Ranch.
Look at that.
Rush Hour in Sheep Ranch it is.
That's a great photograph. And my computer just died, so
we'll
have to carry
All
the
right.
news
We'll
for a
carry
little
it for a
while.
little bit. All right. Also, at the Board of Supervisors today, this was Rob Houghton's last meeting as Public Works Director.
Public Works Director.
He will be continuing on in a
consulting
capacity, so he'll probably address the board. But he was also there promoting a, let's see here, it is right here. Where is it? Okay. Grading and stormwater pollution prevention. So this is where they're having a series of workshops. I guess this one is a workshop on Thursday, September 27th at 8 a.m. There will be a grading and stormwater pollution prevention workshop. It's for contractors, engineers, and assist in compliance implementing county codes.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that's September 27th?
27th.
All right. That's Thursday.
That's Thursday. So, congratulations, Rob, on moving on to the next phase of your career.
That's right. That's right. And he'll be working out of Murphy's, won't he?
Be working out of Murphy's, and also a couple little things of late-breaking stuff. There's a community development agency forwarded on a notice of continued public hearings, and these are on some of the developments upcoming. And this just kind of gives you an idea of where stuff is happening behind the scenes on them to get issues resolved and settled down. We have the North Vista Plaza continued to November 1. Gold Strike Heights continued to October 4. Crestview will be scheduled at a later date. The Ridge at Trinitas, NEMI will be scheduled at a later date. And Wallace Lake Estates will be... was traded for a player to be named later. Oh, wait. Scheduled for a later date. And also, one more little piece here is... This you won't be able to see on cable. But this is... We've had a little bit of an issue on...
Elk.
Were there elk or moose derivatives
and
in California?
That there are elk.
And this was sent to us today by Dick James, who is the local photographer extraordinaire.
That's right. And it says definitively there are elk in California.
There's the proof.
Yes, that's right. See, they're all, you have to go on the site, but they're all lying down in front of what looks, is it lying or laying? Laying down. In front of what looks like an old schoolhouse.
It does look that way. And this is North Coast, Humboldt County. Okay. And so it's pretty close to where Tom Mitchell went, isn't it?
Yeah. What are you trying to say? Nothing. It's
Maybe
pretty.
he's visited that elk herd.
Maybe he's visiting the elk herd.
You never know, right?
You never know. You never know.
Also, Board of Supervisors, the building department, and the building department was back on tap first.
Yes.
And what this was is it has been 3 months into the 6-month contract for
Mintier, right?
Nope. This is for the
I'm jumping the gun.
Jumping the gun here, just slightly.
Slightly.
You were just so close. So close. All right.
So close, but no cigar.
Yeah. Let's see. Make sure I get this right here. Adopting the final budgets. Okay, Mintier general plan update. Well, now that we're there, we'll go to that one right now because this one probably catches more people's attention because it is the bigger ticket item, and they voted to, after much discussion, to approve the consulting firm of Mintier and Associates to complete the general plan process.
Okay.
And it was
not a unanimous vote, though.
No, it was not. And And this is the final phases 3 through 9 of the general plan. The amount of $739,000, $39,960, and $369,000 basically.
Oh, bless you.
Sorry, 307. Oh boy.
Bless you again. Bless you.
I don't know what it is about getting on camera. I start sneezing.
I think you may be allergic to it or something.
It must be.
It must be. Hey, you know.
It's the audience. They're probably allergic to me.
Yeah,
it's like,
probably.
oh, yeah.
It's translating through the pixels.
Yeah, it is. It's like, oh, that guy needs to go away. Okay, all right. $370,000 to be paid in fiscal year 07-08, and $370,000 to be fiscal year 08-09.
Wow.
Okay, now.
Now, was there a discussion about whether they actually thought it would be completed in time?
There was lots of discussion.
Lots of discussion.
And I guess one of the things on this is there was some controversy that made the press a few weeks ago on if the Mintier and Associates should have actually gotten this contract initially.
Exactly.
Because there was not a lot of competitive bids. They were going to back it off. You know, in any way, the vote was 3-2 today, and so Thomas, Walensky, and Claudino were in favor, and Tryon and Callaway voted no.
Voted no. Okay.
So, but it did pass, so it did go on, and in some ways we need the general plan. It's in some ways this is going to be like making sausage. You kind of don't want to.
You
just want it done.
You don't want to really find out too much
just
what's
get
in
it.
there.
Just get it done. All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Where are we at? There was one other thing on the building department. Okay. Okay. Another one that on the this is for the upcountry folks.
Okay.
One of the things that was on the consent agenda today was authorizing board chair to sign a letter in support of the Stanislaus National Forest application for a recreational trails grant for the interface area in Arnold. This is all part of money to fund the parts of what would be the rim trail, the interface trail in Arnold. And we talked to Lonnie Allison, who is from who works for the Forest Service, and is actually, this is under his bailiwick as far as what's going forward. And they're pretty excited about this because this would be the first 5 miles of trails.
Oh, so it's quite a distance.
This would be quite a distance on this one. It would be a 5-mile section. He feels fairly comfortable in getting this grant, but that was one of the things that I think kind of a nice fun item on the agenda today. And the other one was okay. The other one I think it was sorry for the pause there. The other one that was of importance for economically for the county is this is after an absence of a little bit. There was representatives from the Builders Exchange and some of the other ones back in town because they are reviewing the progress that the consulting firm of Valley Cooper has made in improving the operations and the internal workings of the building department, building and planning. And it's kind of turn out? Everybody seemed very pleased with the progress. I mean, from the industry side, from the internally, they seem that it's gone very well. One of the things that's come up though is officially their contract would end just before the end of the year, I believe. I think it was a 6-month, $500,000 contract. But there's an entirely new set of building regulations and building code that is coming. That is on January 1st. And it's not just a rewrite or an addendum. This is an entirely new, and I think they're going to adopt an international building code set. So it looks like they didn't officially vote on it today, but it looks like Valley Cooper will be held on a little bit longer. Because I think even the department says, would like just a little help getting up to, because there's going to be something.
Now, what exactly do they mean by international?
My understanding, and send us emails or something if I'm wrong, is that instead of working on a uniform, the UBC clothes here now, they're going to, I guess there's an international code set. I can only estimate that it's a lot like electronics and all of this stuff, where there's there's a standards body. I don't know whether it's an ISO or something like that, but I know they're going to an international building. That's my estimation. So if you're a contractor, then you have the succinct explanation of it, let us know.
Yeah, give us an email. And let
But
us
it was so they're moving to an entirely different sub.
Oh, that's
set of-
interesting. Okay. That's just the first I've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
And with all the discussion they typically have, you'd think we would have heard of it before. One of us is in the boardroom at one time or
pretty
another.
much. It seems that way.
So,
Other issue is
anyway.
I know that this one made the press, and in some ways it's a fairly small amount, but it garnered a lot of press. The Meals on Wheels program.
Yes.
The Meals on Wheels program got its $15,000.
That's good.
And they got their $15,000, but they were admonished a little bit to make sure that they get it, because I guess there was
there'll be a little bit of
I guess there was a
projection.
and I think you agree with this as well. Is Supervisor Calloway has a pet peeve? She doesn't like addendums.
Yes.
And
Minute
this was
orders.
minute
orders and
addendums.
addendums.
Yeah, so this one was an addendum, and she felt that although they needed the $15,000, everybody agreed that they needed the funds restored into their budget.
Yes. There could have been another way to do it.
Another week or two to just let it.
Just let it simmer for a while.
But anyway, it did pass. So Meals on Wheels is rolling again.
Okay. And actually, Coppertown Square is almost ready to go rolling as well. And we
There
have a
is.
video.
Oh,
Are you
there
going
is.
to show our viewers the video of that reporter who seems to be around the county all the time? Apparently, the cupolas, is that how you pronounce that? Are all on?
Did I say that wrong?
Is that how you pronounce it?
I
Cupolas?
believe it is.
Yes.
All right, now here's this guy.
This is John with the Pine
He
Tree.
made
Now
it
you're in
vaguely
front of
familiar.
Copperopolis
Yeah.
Town
Now,
Square.
this is Copperopolis
Where I'll
Town
step
Square.
on camera for a second.
There's going to be a Starbucks in there.
The cupolas.
They have all
Cupolas.
the
The
cupolas on
cupolas,
top
they're
of the
up
main
now.
building in the back. Looks
Francis
like
Ford
most
cupola.
of the landscaping is now
See,
in.
all that one's finished.
And,
Yes.
This to me
last
signifies
we
that
heard
they're
is they were
getting
looking at doing
close
opening
because
for some of the new tenants by the 1st of November.
1st of November. That's
so
not very far away.
The cupolas, and if you can, this guy with the fat head's kind of in the middle there. But
Yeah, he needs to get over the
yeah,
side.
he needs to move. And the other interesting thing is that they are now have the condos for sale. So
The
they must have
town lots.
received, what do they call that? Their pink paper or the whatever
Their pink paper. I
isn't
think
that
is
what it's
called? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
allowing
something like
them
that. There's
to
a
proceed,
so now they
yes.
can proceed to where they can sell the condos. So if you want a condo above a Starbucks, is that the
Hey, that wouldn't be too bad for me. I tell you.
the Coppertown Square, and they have most of the street level landscaping in.
All
They have
done.
they have the little. Or we'll wait for this moron to move off camera again. He will here shortly, because it's looping. So this guy will
And just move over to the side.
he'll move in just a second. I know he will.
See?
Oh,
Oh,
there we go. He
He
looped.
just moved just a little bit. Just a little fraction of a
There he
little
goes.
bit.
See, you can't really see it, but they have the nice little ore cart here now that has all the
Yes.
flowers in it.
Yes.
It's well done.
It's very nice.
It is very nice.
It is
so,
very nice.
yes, so we'll get rid of. He's coming
he's
back on
coming
camera.
back
Let's
again.
get rid of him. Let's
Okay.
get rid of him quick because he's just
Okay. And also, Calaveras County Chamber of Commerce
the
ribbon
Chamber
cutting
of Commerce
in San
ribbon
Andreas. Wells
cutting.
Fargo
Now this has
Bank.
your friend Kathy Masafero in it,
Aha! There's
and
Kathy.
there it is. So we'll watch
Yes.
this one. Here we go.
Yeah.
Should we listen for speeches?
Yes. There they are.
And this is typical on ribbon cuttings to where you have to hold.
You have to,
And
yeah.
right here we were holding for the Enterprise photographer.
Oh, lovely.
That's what we're waiting for.
there we
So
go.
there we go.
Nice job.
And it was the
There's our ribbon. Okay. There we go. There's Jim Bailey in the background.
there's Bailey in the background.
Oh, there's Kathy wrapping herself in red ribbon. Now that's a show.
And Jack's gonna give a speech.
Okay.
You know, I was standing here thinking a while ago when we were getting ready to do all this. It seems like the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, we'll just. It was a typical ribbon cutting speech.
Okay.
All right, it's but it's congratulations.
And it was
kind
the
of the
Bank
nice.
of Lodi.
It was the Bank of Lodi.
It's right next to Treats, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
One of the interesting little rumors or tidbits, it looks like they may try to bring this real stagecoach to the fair next year.
Really?
So that would
Very
be kind of a
nice.
nice thing. So welcome Wells Fargo back to the county after a 10-year absence. And also, they unveiled a photo that Mr. Burns,
So
one
it's
of
a photo or a
Kathy's...
painting?
A painting. They unveiled a painting that Mr. Burns had painted for the bank. So if you go on
very
PineTree.net,
nice.
we have a nice little photo of it. And it's a 6-horse team, or plus a. And I believe
Like
he
a
was. And I
stagecoach.
believe he was Kathy's science teacher.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
very nice, huh?
Very
Yeah.
nice. That would be very cool if they could bring that stagecoach to the fair.
Yeah,
Very nice.
and I think that's the plan.
Okay.
So now,
Alright.
were we doing national news?
I was just perusing national news.
See, because since we do
There's-
local news, we have no reason to ever say this.
Yes.
But Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, right?
He's been dying to say that. He was practicing before we went on camera. Now say it again so you can have said it twice.
Mahmoud,
Mahmoud.
yes.
How do you pronounce this?
Ahmadinejad, right? Ahmadinejad.
Ahmadinejad. Well, you know, the thing is you always actually just see it written. And then
Yes.
it's like, am I going to massacre this?
Of course.
Of course
Yes,
we
of
are.
course. That's
course.
it goes without saying. But anyway, if you may have been following, he's kind of stepped in it a little bit at Columbia and at the UN. And one of the things is, and this is one of the things where there's been a lot of commentary that saying that college students probably weren't as aware of current events as they should have been because they thought it was.
There's a surprise.
Well, because interesting is some of his commentary at Columbia University was that they were talking about there are no homosexuals in Iran. And they were like,
and he said, we don't have this
we
problem
don't have
like
that problem.
you do. We do
And they
not
were-
have these people.
And at first, I think they thought he was joking, like, "Oh yeah, it's everywhere, yada yada yada. It's just part of society." But then they finally got it that no, they killed them.
They killed them. It's against the law.
So it's in conjunction with one of the videos that was on the internet a couple weeks ago, where they were, there was a whole crowd laughing or cheering while they stoned a woman to death for some type of an infidelity or, maybe it was shoplifting. Who knows?
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it just...
Yeah, and I think that, but I thought one of the comments that we heard from a student that was kind of interesting, and she was a little taken aback. She says, the evil was palpable. In the room, you could almost feel it.
Oh, in the room where he was having
Correct.
the
At
Columbia. Discussion.
Yeah.
Where he
And that
was-
was the one that she says
that's interesting.
And this was a young girl that was a student, and she could tell she was a little bit rattled. And she says it was the evil was palpable.
You know, it's funny, though. I don't think people, unless they're in a room with someone like that, it's very distant, isn't it? You
Yeah,
don't
there's a
really
disconnect.
realize it. There's a disconnect, especially a young person. And then when they see someone like that and they come and you actually hear their views and their beliefs, and when they say, oh, we don't have that problem and we don't have any homosexuals.
Right.
And you're assuming that they just think there are no
That's
homosexuals.
joking, but no.
But
We
they
killed
kill
them. We get rid of that problem.
Amongst,
And
other...
there's a reason they
know.
call this guy Adolf Jr.
Yes.
There's...
Yes.
But anyway, we don't want to get too
Yeah.
far off political.
And
but,
they kill women for, lack of virginity and
Yeah.
the whole thing.
And I think before we get off the topic completely, I thought there was another little interesting tidbit is George Bush, President Bush made the headlines today, and it looked like a partisan comment because they said he was giving counsel to Hillary.
Oh, really?
But it was a little different in the fact that he was saying something that we've talked about for all along is it doesn't matter in some ways if a president is a Republican or a Democrat. Mm-hmm. You have to govern in some ways by the events that are presented you.
Absolutely.
Because you don't know the day-to-day press briefings and everything else. And
That's
yes, there would
right.
be minor differences amongst the winner from a particular candidate, but you'd be surprised how similar the big picture items would be.
Well, at the end
From
of
the
the
parties.
day, you have to govern for your people.
you have to govern for events.
You can't be actually, although it looks very different from the outside, you can't be governed by party politics.
Right. And I guess his counsel is that during this election cycle, to not have the candidates from either side have their rhetoric so strident that you couldn't back off from it once you start governing. Because what is said during the election cycle will be completely different than what actually happens when you're governing.
Absolutely.
Anyway, sorry,
Absolutely.
that's my 2 cents on Ahmadinejad.
But you were talking about Bush.
Well, it ties in really because if you have rhetoric on people like Iran and Ahmadinejad,
governing is completely different.
Because we talk about what would happen after 9/11 and the path after that. If people how much different do you think the U.S.'s reactions would have been if a Democrat would have been in the White House? Probably not that much different.
Depends on the Democrat.
The rhetoric may have been different, but the actual
actions may not have been so different.
because that's the point. Is you look at rhetoric and how it's presented, plus actually what actually happened, and I bet it would be real similar.
It may be.
We better do weather.
Yes.
Oh, what'd you have on state news? Anything exciting?
Actually, there was nothing really exciting on state news.
Oh, we got to do one little. We're running out of time. We got to be quick here. Okay. Tempers flare in Copperopolis. This is an article from the Union Democrat. Hoyt Elkins wrote it, and it's a very nice piece on. There's been some controversy down there.
In Copper?
No, because the
way.
longtime chief is shown the door a couple months early.
Yes.
And haven't really said why, but now I think the details are starting to come out why. There's a new commercial development down there, and there's some much contention on if there's sufficient water supply for the development. Lots of different issues, but one would. If you're reading between the lines here, there's probably reason to where, like, the long-standing chief would be like, you know what? It'd be a good time for a long paid vacation,
That's right.
think
it'd be time to go right about now.
If we're wrong on this, we're sorry. We're not trying to read too much into this, but it's kind of like it's fun. It's looked like they're gonna have fun times down there. All right, quickie on weather.
Arnold, I'm still blank.
You're still blank?
Look at this.
All right, low high of 73 tomorrow, high of 71 on Thursday, high of 62 on Friday. So we're looking at a little bit of a cooling trend going into the weekend.
Yes, okay.
And we have high of 65 in Bear Valley, high of 62, and high of 54 on Friday.
Murphy's weather, Wednesday, high of 77 degrees, Thursday, 76 degrees, and Friday, 67 degrees. It's getting chilly.
And we're going to Bangor, Maine. We're going to Bangor, Maine.
Let me go to Angels Camp first.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Wednesday, high of 81 degrees. Thursday, high of 80 degrees. And Friday, high of 71 degrees.
For our viewer in Bangor, Maine, thank you for stopping by. High of 86 today. Wow, it is warm in Bangor.
It is.
61 degrees as a low, a high of 83 with rain and lightning, manana. High of Thursday, high of 69, and a high of 69 on Friday. So similar weather.
Similar. Weather for Copperopolis, Wednesday, high of 83 degrees, Thursday, 83 degrees, and Friday, 10 degrees cooler at 73 degrees.
And we thank you for stopping by. We really do. We appreciate it. And we hope to see you again tomorrow night.
With more news.
Good night.
Good night.